Collins Cobras. This is Mrs. Hernandez from LC62, and I'll be hosting your video today over some reminders for one-step equations. So you should print this page before continuing the video if you haven't already done so. And the first thing we want to do is fold this page in half. And we can title it One-Step Equations Reminders. On the inside, we will fill it out together as a practice, and then the back we're going to leave blank so that you can tape it or glue it into your math notebook. So as a review, we know that the number one goal for solving equations is to isolate the variable. We want the variable to be all on its own, and we do that by performing inverse operations or opposite operations. The inverse of addition is subtraction, the inverse of subtraction is addition, the inverse of multiplication is division, and the inverse of division is multiplication. We also have an important job of keeping the equation balanced. And the way we do that is if we make a change to one side of the equation, we must make the same change to the other side of the equation. And then the last step is to make sure that your solution is correct by substituting the variable back into the original equation. If you make a true statement, then your solution is correct. So let's practice with these examples. Our first example says x plus 3 equals 7. The inverse of adding 3 would be subtracting 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. That cancels out and it isolates the variable. Since we subtracted 3 from this side of the equation, we need to make the same change over here. So we want to subtract 3 on this side as well. So we get a solution of x equals 4. To check our solution, we're going to replace x with 4. We made a true statement, so our solution is correct. Our next example says x minus 5 equals 17. The inverse of subtracting 5 is adding 5. Or we could look at this as negative 5 and the inverse is positive 5. And either way, those cancel out and isolates the variable. The next thing we need to do is make sure that the equation stays balanced. Since we added 5 to this side of the equation, we want to add 5 to the other side as well. And we get a solution of x equals 22. To check our solution, we're going to replace x with 22. So it's going to become 22 minus 5 equals 17, which is a true statement, so our solution is correct. Our next equation says 4x equals 12. 4x means 4 times x, so the inverse of that is going to be to divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and we write 1x as just x, so the variable has been isolated. Since we made a change of dividing by 4 on the left side of the equation, we want to also divide by 4 on the other side, and we get a solution of x equals 3. To check that solution, we want to replace x with 3. So it's going to become 4 times 3 equals 12, which is a true statement, so our solution is correct. And then our last example says x divided by 5 equals 5. The inverse of dividing by 5 would be multiplying by 5. These can cross cancel and become 1, and we write 1x as just x. Since we multiplied by 5 on this side of the equation, we want to multiply by 5 on the other side, and we get a solution of x equals 25. To check our solution, we want to replace x with 25. So it becomes 25 divided by 5 equals 5, which is a true statement, making our solution correct. Okay, I hope this was a good review for you. Don't forget there is an assignment to complete after this set of notes, and have a great day.